Hi, and welcome to Module 2. This module, we're looking at adaptive and assistive technology, and I want to give you an overview of what you're going to be looking at, what you're going to be doing, and then send you off and running. So I'm going to share my screen here and let my face get wee tiny. Okay, there we go. All right. So there are two articles, and I want to make sure that you've read at least one of them. So the first one is Hopkins 2004 article. And yeah, 2004 is almost 20 years ago, which is shocking to me. But the article holds up. It's called School Library Accessibility, the Role of Assistive Technology. And it's very school library specific. It talks about, what we do and how assistive technology falls into our purview. It's well done. And there are a couple of specific things that she mentions, searchable databases, et cetera. But for the most part, it's about figuring out what we can do for students and the big picture of the services that we provide as opposed to a specific tool. And one of the things that I learned when I started looking at adaptive and assistive technology is when you're writing out like IEPs for students, you never mention a specific tool. You mention what the student needs to accomplish and that they need a tool that helps them accomplish this thing. And that way, if you give them one tool and then technology gets better and there's a better tool out there, but the paperwork says they have to use this one, that can be a problem for the student. So we're looking at the bigger picture of what, how we can serve those kids. Hopkins also has another article called Assistive Technology, 10 Things to Know, which has some specifics, but for the most part, what I really like is the 10 actual things are just tied to the library and exactly what we do. So those two are a little bit older, but they're a really nice overview. And then there's a newer one, Micah Costello wrote one that is more classroom. It's assistive technology in the classroom empowers students with disabilities. And it is a little bit more, it's a little more up to date. I believe that there are some links in here. Oh, perhaps not. Oh yeah, a little bit. So there are, some links that might give you a little more robust look if you're interested in the classroom experience. So read one of those, read both of those. You get to choose. Then I have Apple's accessibility page, which is, they keep it updated pretty frequently. So my school's an Apple school. So for me, this is quite useful. If you're not, it probably won't be something that you are terrifically interested in. But again, there you go. Now this is Microsoft, sorry, this is where it's housed. This is Boston Public Schools Assistive Technology Continuum of Low to High Tech Tools. And what I love about this, and again, this one is probably from 2005. However, I looked for an updated version. They have not updated it, but a lot of it is very low tech. Like these are tools that are tactile things. They're reading supports. And these are things that we've all seen in classrooms. I know I've seen them particularly in SPED classrooms, but just a lot of tools that can be used. And I just found this really interesting that these have been, being used again for so long and continue to be used. When you get to the higher tech stuff, particularly software, these things are, I imagine most of them have gone to that great technology waste pile in the sky. All right, then for some reason, oh, here we go. I put in Kurt Dobbins and Takame, and this is it's a newer sort of overview. It's a little bit more of where we are today, although not as detail oriented as Hopkins or even Costello, but it's pretty good. And if you want, if you want to get more background, it's worth reading. Okay, now, so those are the resources, but feel free to go out and investigate some things on your own. There's also, and I will, well, I'm not going to open it up, but it's a, at the bottom of the page, it's, oh no, it's on the in Canvas. There's a tab for, it's just a big Google Doc that I put up. It's editable. So feel free to go in there and add any tools that you have used with students. And it's tools that have been, since I've been teaching this course, people have been putting things in. So it's a lot of, and there are some live links to things that may or may not still exist. But if you're curious about specific tools, that's a place that you can go. Okay, so the assignment is right here. And this is, I call it the Assistive, the Adaptive and Assistive Technology Nancy Drew Report, because you are going to be investigating. You're going to be finding out who the adaptive and assistive technology person is in your district. And some of you are probably thinking, oh, it's Deb. Her office is in the library, which great. This is going to be super easy for you. But some of you are going to be like, dang, who does adaptive and assistive at my school? And so, what your assignment is to do, if you know who the person is, if you've already got a relationship with that person, I want you to go and talk to them specifically about ways that the library can be of service to them, things that, what do they wish that you knew? What do they wish that teachers knew? Just take an interest. People love it when you take an interest, and then come back and there's a space in here to fill in, what you found to be of interest. If you don't know who your adaptive and assistive person is, your assignment is to find them. Ask around, call around. This is why this used to be module 4, but for some people, it took a really long time. They kind of got the runaround. Hence the secret code name, because this is a written document, and because you have the option on the overview page to look at other responses. I don't want people to put their names on this in case they have to say things about their school that they might not be particularly comfortable saying to a group. When you're discussing things face to face, like we do in the class, there's a little bit more leeway. You don't have to feel like you're being indiscreet. But when you're writing things, you do sort of, you don't want your name attached to you. I don't know, giving information that you might not be thrilled with. Or it might be great. You never know. So there are just some questions here about your own experience with assistive and adaptive technology, and then with your experience of investigating the process. All right. That is all that I have to talk about. If you have any questions, you can email me and or call, whatever you need. And that's it. I'll see you in module 3. Now, I'm going to stop sharing because apparently, there we go. All right. Bye.